Hey everybody, Ashton here again with Gents with another fragrance review. Today we're taking a look at the newest fragrance release from the house of Mugler, Kryptomint, which is obviously the newest Amen flanker. We'll go ahead and check out the presentation on this and then jump into the fragrance itself and see if this is a good or bad release. A little bit of shameless self-promotion before we go ahead and get started. Since this is Mugler, once I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away a full sealed bottle of Amen Pure Tonka. Just a friendly reminder that once we hit that goal, I'll go ahead and give that away. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check out the presentation for Mugler Kryptomint. So you can see on the front of the box here, there are some stars, which are giving it a textured pattern. It's actually pretty nice. I like the way it looks. You've got this ribbon that comes along. It says Amen Kryptomint on the front, Mugler Eau de Toilette limited edition, and size at the bottom. On the side, you have a description of the fragrance in a few different languages. Nothing on this side. On the back, you have a promo picture of the bottle, trying to make it look snazzy. And then on the bottom, you have the badge code, which is imprinted into the box here. Now, I have Ultra Zest here just to point out one difference in these new bottles. Obviously, they look the same. It's the same rubber flask and everything. But on the older bottles, you couldn't remove the top. They weren't refillable. They were stuck on here. On this new bottle, if you want to, you can remove the top and then pull this glass bottle out. Don't know that you'd want to. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's a possibility. So this top can come off if you want it to. Other than that, everything's the same as on any other release of Amen. It's a rubber flask. You have the information here on the bottom. It's just, a standard release from their line. Now, one thing that you can do to make these sprayers better, because these sprayers suck. Everybody knows that. They hate these. You have to press down right at the proper spot here, and even when you do, you press down hard and don't get a great stream or anything. If you want to, you can cut along here, which is actually pretty easy to do with a knife. It follows the line very, very well. So you just slice through here, leave this part, and then it will spray 1,000 times better. Another thing you could do is just to completely remove it. Some people will just cut all the way around here and then slice across. Just take this whole rubber piece off. I've done both, and they both make it spray 10,000 times better. So if you hate the sprayers enough to do that, it's an option. Now, right off the top, I get a minty chocolate kind of vibe. The chocolate is obviously coming from the patchouli. Patchouli can give off a chocolatey feel depending on how it's used. Here, obviously, it's not dirty or earthy or dank or anything like that, so it definitely gives off that chocolate kind of feel. The mint in here is more similar to like a peppermint patty or an Andes chocolate mint. Some people have even said a McDonald's shamrock shake, which is not entirely off the mark. So yeah, it gives you kind of a minty chocolatey vibe. It's actually really nice. Personally, I like it. After a few wearings of this, I did pick up a little bit of briskness from the mint, but it's not something that I noticed right away. The first few wearings, all I really got hit with was that chocolate mint kind of feel. But after you wear it a few times, if you get in kind of close and smell that mint after 10, 15 minutes or so, it does have a certain briskness to it. So it isn't really something that's just hitting you over the head with like a cloying chocolate mint. There's more going on there. It's just that's the main thing that you pick up. If you get in close and you really smell it and try to break it down, there's a little more nuance to the mint, but it's not something that you immediately pick up. As this dries down, you get some sweetness from Tonka. The mint starts to fade out within an hour to an hour and a half. And once that mint fades, you're basically left with that chocolatey patchouli and the Tonka sweetness. I pick up a little more Tonka than I do patchouli as it dries down. So if you're not really into sweet fragrances, if you're not really into things that would give off a chocolate kind of mint vibe, this may not be for you. Personally, I enjoy it. I know that there's not a ton going on here in terms of the note breakdown, but for me, it's well done. And my wife actually loves this one. It's already one of her favorite fragrances, so for her, it's a winner also. And really quickly, can we just say that maybe this should have been named Pure Mint or even Ultra Mint? Kryptomint kind of throws it out from being grouped in with all the other names. Come on. Now, but this has been said before, but Kryptomint is more a flanker of Ultra Zest than it is the other releases in the line. Obviously, it's closer to the same feel of Ultra Zest than Pure Malt, Pure Coffee, Pure Havana, the original Amen, etc., etc. So you would use it in much the same way you would Ultra Zest. Now to me, Ultra Zest is a little bit more of a summer and spring fragrance than Kryptomint is. Kryptomint would be more spring, summer, fall. You could probably pull it off in the winter if you wanted to, whereas Ultra Zest for me is more a warm weather scent. But just the same, you can just look at the bottle coloration and tell that it is more similar to this release than any other in the Amen line. Longevity for me is in the 7 to 8 hour range, and then projection is better for the first hour and a half to 2 hours, then it starts to sit closer to your skin. It doesn't become an immediate skin scent at that point because it's still mainly patchouli and tonka, so those notes have a little more lasting power, but it does sit closer to your skin. Projection wise, for those first couple hours, it's quite good. It's around this kind of range, like an arms out scent bubble. If you pass by somebody, if they pass by you, they're going to pick you up, but it's not something that's really going to drown out a room. So overall, it performs well for me. Just don't expect it to perform like the original Amen or some of the more powerful flankers in that line. Now, as I've alluded to, this is a fragrance that I actually really like. So if I were to give this a rating, it would be an 8.5 out of 10. It's something I really enjoy wearing, and a lot of the reason that I wear fragrances is just because I like to enjoy what I'm wearing. And that's what this one pulls off, especially for that first 30 minutes or so when the chocolate mint is really kicking. Because it does start to die down a little bit, you can still pick up the mint. It's just those first 30 minutes or so, you know, it's really projecting out there strongly, and you really pick up that chocolate mint vibe. And that's my favorite part of the fragrance. It's still nice as it dries down. My wife loves the dry down as it sweetens up with that tonka, but personally, the opening is the favorite part for me. Now, I know that this says limited edition, but don't freak out and think that you have to run and buy it immediately. Pretty much all of the flankers were limited editions when they were released, and they're pretty much all still readily available. Some of the harder ones to find, like Pure Coffee and Pure Malt, still pop up occasionally on discounters, and you can still find them if you really want it. So it's not something that's going to be here for a couple of months and then just disappear. All right, everybody, that's my review on Mugler Kryptomint. Like I said, for me, it's a winner. It's an 8.5 out of 10 if we're going to be rating things like that. I know some people were disappointed because they weren't really intrigued by the whole mint take on the fragrance. Some people wanted another Pure Malt or Pure Havana type fragrance. But for me, I like it. I'm glad they released it. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know whether it's a winner for you or if it's a loser. As always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.